What is up, dudes? It's Jeremy and Dax. We just finished watching Master of None Season 1. You can watch it with us on Rift.tv. I'll leave a link below for that. And if you're coming from Rift, that's awesome. I just want to do a discussion / review because there's a few things I wanted to talk about. This show was so great. Add it to the list. I love all of the Netflix originals. I have such high praise for all the Netflix originals that they've been putting out. And this one was just another one. It's one of my new favorites. I cannot wait for season 2. So getting right into it, the way I usually do this is I start with the ending and then just work my way back through the characters and everything else that I liked or didn't like about the show. So the ending. Really butthurt about the ending. It was done well. All I mean is I need to see more. I need more Master of None. It was done really well. I was super bummed. I think they really played with us by putting Dev next to an Asian woman, and then she asks him, spoilers, dudes, get out now if you don't want spoilers. And then she asks him why he's going to Italy, and it was like, fuck. But it's okay. We'll find out more in season 2, I guess. Not necessarily the ending episode, but just ending of the first season in general. Oh, Dax is done. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. He's too sad about that ending. He's got to stretch first, though. They did a really good job at just getting the hook, and now I'm going to be watching anything else Master of None related that gets put out there. I think they did a really good job with the show overall. The only thing was, the first one, I didn't think that the first one was that great. It was pretty slow. And so I watched the first one, and then it was a couple days before I watched the second one. But then once I kept going with it, I was hooked. I watched the rest of them, binge watched as much as I could, as we do with all our favorite Netflix shows. Out of all the episodes, my favorite was Nashville, which was episode 6. I just thought that one had the best cinematography. It was really cool. A lot of really awesome shots of Nashville and just awesome camera work in general. Anyways, there's like a million ways that I could say this show's great and I love it and whatever. We'll just keep moving along. We'll get into characters next, which was such a strong and high point for this show. The characters, all the relationships felt so genuine, and they were just written and performed so real. The other thing that I really liked is that Dev doesn't necessarily have like a go-to friend or a best friend. He just has all of these friends that he kind of goes to, and they kind of give him different viewpoints, different advice, which I think is really cool because that also seems more real, in my opinion at least. You get a lot of like comedy shows, movies, whatever, where it's like a buddy movie and they have a best friend who just like gives them all the right advice. And I think it was great to see a bunch of different characters giving him different advice that worked and didn't work out, different characters. I did love every Arnold and Dev hug was very special. I loved Arnold. And of course, like it you know, it was taken into consideration beforehand. I love that Arnold is so huge and Dev is just like his little buddy, and they hug. And I don't know, this is great. All of Dev's friends were really cool. All the characters in general were really cool. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I liked that there weren't any characters really, aside from H. John Benjamin, who I love, that were really well known. Even H. John Benjamin, he's known for his voice. He's not necessarily known for his appearance. There weren't a lot of people that I recognized from anywhere else. Noah Wells, I had seen her on SNL, but she wasn't on there very long. So I liked that because none of the characters like stood out from the other ones. You know, they were all just equal actors and friends and whatever. Dev's parents were great. I wish I had known from the very get-go that they were his real parents, because that definitely makes a difference. His mom does not have too strong of an acting ability, but Aziz's dad was great, and I know there was a lot of buzz about him. A lot of people liked him, and he was phenomenal. One of my favorite lines of the whole show, the whole season, was the last episode where his dad gets the phone call about the cucumber in the butt. It was great. In general, there were a lot of memorable quotes from this, and I really liked, like, Arnold's my favorite was, "She's vibing on them slips, bruh." That, and could really go for a Gert. Another one of my favorites. It's so messed up. Like the whole, I think it was like 3 minutes maybe, the date with, the third episode, the date with, I don't even remember her name, but I loved that line when she, "Cheesy puffs!" That was also pretty great. I think my favorite scene from the first season was in The Other Man, which I think was episode 5, when Dev gets discovered and he recognizes him and he's like, "You cut in line for me at the ice cream shop, so you fucked my wife." That was pretty great. I love that. That felt like straight out of like a comedy bit or something like that. I really just loved the balance of humor and very real life scenarios from this show. I think it should be noted that they did an incredible job with mixing in the humor and kind of like some social commentary, like some discussions that could be a little bit heavier, like stereotypes. And I thought the episode about women, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that was done really well. They had some really strong points, but it was so subtle and it was done that's to me is what really stood out from the show, aside from the relationships, is just some of the very real topics they talked about. That's what like kept me watching the show. The humor is great, whatever, but there's so many shows that are funny. I liked how just real this show felt. To summarize like the show in just a couple words, that's what I would say. It's very funny and very real. Anyways, that's all I got, dudes. I hope that you enjoyed the show as much as I did. I cannot wait for season 2. I don't think they have a date announced yet. If they do, let me know so I can tell Siri to set my calendar. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you have a show on Netflix that you'd like to watch with us, with me and Dax whenever he decides to not run away for no reason, let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. I'm also going to start getting better about Twitter announcing like when things are going up and when they're going to be up and that kind of thing. So request whatever you got, send it my way. As always, thanks for watching, dudes.